Good morning, everyone. Aloha. Happy Mother's Day. おはようございます。Can you watch me? Thank you for watching Taishoji live stream family service. In May, we decided to have a live stream Sunday service every Sunday. And today, after my service, Taishoji Deacon Juho Kirkpatrick to give a Dharma talk. I hope everybody enjoy the service and his Dharma talk. And let us have a time to come and pray for Buddha through this video.はい、工場工芸学校、公明の大変北海、供養寺、法無量三宝、検問特訓、小弱物。Okay, beginning of the service. We will have Zen meditation for 1 minute. Thank you very much. Next, Sampai, bow 3 times to Buddha. Next, page 17, Vandana Tisarana. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Om to him 상단사라나 나차니 I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dhamma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Next, page 32, Hanya Shingyo in Japanese. もってあまねく一切に及ぼし、我らの衆生と皆共に仏道を上善こと地方三四四部子孫無差もこさNext, page 248, the 248 Creed, a life of tranquility, purity and peace. Embraced by the Buddha's boundless compassion, we shall attain a peaceful state of mind and enjoy a life of tranquility. Having confidence in the Buddha's most excellent teachings, we shall attain a clear state of mind and enjoy a life of purity. Following the Buddha's example, to avoid discrimination and to be mutually harmonious, we shall transcend the distinctions between self and others and enjoy a life of peace. Next page, 249, verse of three treasures. Although it is hard to be born into human life, now we are living it. Although it is difficult to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear them. However, if we are not awakened in this present life, we may continue to struggle in the midst of ignorance. Let us reverently take refuge in three treasures: the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go to the Buddha for guidance. May we always walk in the way that leads to enlightenment. We go to the Dharma for guidance. May we be submerged in depths of teachings and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. We go to the Sangha for guidance. May we all with one accord live a life of harmony and peace. Even throughout eternity, as it is to hear such excellent and profound teachings, now we are able to hear and receive them. Let us endeavor to understand the Buddha's teachings. Next is Gata. We are truth disciple. So page 172. are still pursuing as a master knows. It is counted on is born again. Knowledge wins and battle, righteousness is true. Not for lust or pearl, nor the praise of men, cause a noble coffee, the last never ends. Kindness, grace, and merit, us will always stand. Founded on compassion, willing to command. Thank you. So next, Deacon G4 Kirkpatrick's down message.
Aloha. Thank you all for tuning in this morning to the Taishoji Shoto version of Buddhist Temple. Today, I would like to talk a bit about how the Buddhist teachings are relevant in today's modern age. Why are they relevant? They're relevant because what he taught, and we know what the Buddha taught, because all over the old sutras, he says, formerly and today only one thing, suffering and the cessation of suffering. And to this end, he gave us the Four Noble Truths. These Four Noble Truths are basic to Buddhism all around the world. And the first Noble Truth, he talked about suffering. And there are many forms of suffering in the world today and at the time of the Buddha. I see, though from our members, everybody has electricity. They have refrigerators. They can get cold drinks, maybe even ice cream. They have running water in their house. Just all they have to do is turn on the tap and they have water. Even they have hot water. They also have a bathroom right there in the house. They don't have to leave the house. We have so many creature comforts today, but still yet, I see worry, tension, anxiety, and stress. These are forms of mental suffering, worry, tension, anxiety, and stress. We know them as we grow older, but we don't have to have them. The Buddha teaches us. In the second Noble Truth, he tells us why we suffer. The third Noble Truth, he tells us that we do not have to suffer. And the fourth Noble Truth, he lays out a plan, what we call the Noble Eightfold Path. This is what we have to do in order to learn not to suffer, not to have this worry, tension, anxiety, and stress. This Eightfold Path has three things in it. It has moral disciplines, it has mental disciplines, it has the cultivation of wisdom. It has sila, samadhi, and prajna. The moral disciplines, there are three, are fairly self-evident because we know that if we do bad things, our life is going to be full of problems and we're going to have worry. So it behooves us to follow these morality teachings. Samadhi, we teach some meditation and we teach mindfulness. These things help us to keep our mind calm and quiet during the day and through all of our activities. Because if our mind is calm and quiet, we can think more clearly. We all know that if we're angry or we're agitated, sometimes we make mistakes. So it behooves us to think more clearly. Prajna, wisdom, right views, right thoughts, right understanding. Because everything stems from our mind and how we think about things is whether we're going to have stress or not. I'm going to tell a story to illustrate how this works. Years ago, I lived on Oahu, and my neighbor had a job putting animals on to people that went on vacation. She would take care of their animals. And one day she was telling me, she said, "Oh, I feel stressed out." So I asked her, why are you stressed? And she said, "Well, I look at my workload in the morning and right away I feel stressed." So I said, "Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I lived at a meditation center in Los Angeles. And on a long weekend, we went to the mountains on a retreat. And we camped at the top of the mountain. The next day, we walked down from the mountain. And in the afternoon, we were walking up. My teacher was an older man. So I asked him, I said, "Sensei," I said, would you like to rest for a minute?" And he said, "No." And then he looked at me and he said, "If I think that the camp is all the way to the top of the mountain, already I'm tired. But if I just take one small step, it's not a problem." So I told the lady, I says, "Here you have to change the canary cage. Here you have to feed the dog. Here you have to clean the cat litter. Each thing you do is an easy step. So if you do things one step at a time, you won't have the stress." So this is an example of how we think about things. We cause our own stress. So if we all study and practice the teachings of the Buddha, we should be able to overcome our worry, tension, anxiety, and stress. And this is why Buddhism is very valuable in today's world. Thank you.
So thank you for listening. And next, so page 18, Shomyo. Namu Shakyamuni 샤카무니 나무 샤카무니 샤카무니 나무 샤카무니 묻스. Okay, last we have sampai about 3 times to Buddha. Okay, thank you very much. So this concludes our Taishoji live stream Sunday service. So how was it? I hope everybody enjoyed the service. So even you are staying at your home, so you can cultivate your Zen mind or Buddha mind through this video. So next our service is May 17. So please join us next week. So have a good day, have a nice weekend, and have a nice Mother's Day. Thank you very much.